welcome to the RG Sports Channel with your boy RG. We're in the building. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you'll be updated whenever I drop a new video. Thank you to all the people that just subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you guys. On the road to 1,000. I can't do it without you guys. It's as much as your channel as it is mine. I appreciate you guys once again. Oh man. Besides the coaching news, we're not going to find out who the coach is going to be really until after the Super Bowl, because they interviewed Mike McDonald from the Baltimore Ravens. So we gotta wait. Gotta wait to see what's going on with Detroit, the Houston Texans with Slowick. So Ben Johnson for Detroit, the defense coordinator for Detroit. So we gotta wait. So we're not gonna have a determining factor. Yeah, they all interviewed Dan Quinn, McDonald, Slowick. Who else? Ben Johnson. If I missed somebody, Raheem Morris. So they interviewed these guys and I think a few other people for the job, for the coaching candidate position. So we're going to find that out. Later determined. Pretty much after the Super Bowl, I think they're going to make an announcement, but they got to do it quickly. They may do it before the Super Bowl, depending on who they. Once they interviewed all the guys and they have a discussion about it and see who's the best candidate, they may have a deciding factor sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? But what I really wanted to talk about today was Jay Gruden and Robert Griffin. I thought that was a funny exchange on Twitter. Robert Griffin III and Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden, let's see, he made a statement saying if I ever put a quarterback through what Philly is putting Jalen through, I apologize. Pick up a blitz. So then Robert said, say what? And then Gruden responded by questioning if he really didn't prepare Griffin for pass rushes, at which point Griffin tried to go for the kill by saying the coach had told him he didn't know how to coach a dual threat quarterback like him. You told me you didn't know how to coach a quarterback who could throw and run like me. So looks like you weren't prepared, Jay, Robert Griffin said. And then Gruden stated back, you wasn't prepared, Robert? Gruden then responded until the next morning, seemingly conceding that he wasn't right for Griffin, blaming his coaching staff and sending well wishes. And then he made a tweet and saying, boy, that escalated quickly. And Robert Griffin, let's see. You are so right. Jay Gruden saying, you are so right. We didn't have a good enough staff. Sorry. Hope all is well with you. Oh, the greatest sarcasm. I think, and you guys can let me know in the comments, I think Jay Gruden got the best of Robert Griffin. Robert Griffin had to go on his whatever show he has and say, you don't want me to go there. Be careful, because I got a whole lot of dirty laundry that I can put out on you, you know, threatening Jay Gruden if he continue on with the tweets back and forth. Basically, Robert Griffin, you started it. You was in the wrong. And you kind of got roasted. You kind of lost this battle right here. You know, Jay Gruden is almost like the king of sarcasm. You know, and I kind of side with Jay Gruden. I like you, Robert Griffin. I like what you're doing now, and I wish you just would have been quiet about it and just hush and just let it go over your head. But you want to start talking and bringing up old wounds, man. And I remember, you know, how you stated that, you know, your father, you know, you thought you was Aaron Rodgers and all this old type of stuff. And you went to the owner to make you play in that, let him know that you wanted to play in that playoff game against Seattle. I mean, you still blaming people. You blame Shanahan's, you know, you blamed everybody. You never want to take full responsibility for your own actions. Like I said, I loved you as a player when you first came out of Baylor University. Man, I was probably the biggest RG3 fan there was at the particular time. Until I started seeing your father jumping into the business, speaking for you, comparing you to pocket quarterbacks when you was ahead of your time and you didn't even realize the gift that you had, and you didn't even know how to utilize that gift that you had. You was Lamar Jackson before there was a Lamar Jackson. You know, we had the likes of Michael Vick, but they wasn't doing the read options with Michael Vick. You know, you had the likes of Randall Cunningham. They wasn't doing a read option with a quarterback like Randall Cunningham. Cunningham and Vick would drop back quarterbacks that happen to run and scramble when the play breaks down. You was different, Robert. They was doing the read option in college, but not to the likes of what Shanahan did for you. We was unstoppable. We was headed to the Super Bowl. Had you not injured yourself, we was going to the Super Bowl only because no one had an answer that year. That was a free reign to the Super Bowl for us. We was up 14-0 against the Seattle Seahawks. That same year you hurt your leg. No one could stop our offense. We was averaging 30 points a game. No one had an answer for it. And instead of you sliding, all we asked of you was to just slide. But that Baltimore Raven game taught you a lesson, a sad lesson that you could never recover from. You know, I forgot the guy's name that snapped that leg back. He was a big guy for the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys know the name, please help me out in the comments, because right now I'm recording this video and I'm not going to sit up here and be rude to you guys and explore my phone to try to find a name. So with that being said, I'm not being lazy. I know some of you say, you're just being lazy. I'm not being lazy. But anyway, you guys let me know in the comments. But yeah, you tried to dive and he got you with a good shot on your leg and then snapped it back, man. And tore your ACL, whatever else you got in your leg, it tore everything. And you hurt your leg in college. You just couldn't keep yourself out of harm's way. And now let's fast forward. You just can't keep yourself out of harm's way with Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden made that was his tweet. He said, he just simply stated, if I ever put a quarterback through what Philly is putting Jalen through, I apologize, pick up a blitz. You had another option, and that was just to not even respond back. Just simply laugh to yourself like this guy a joke. You could have said that to yourself, but instead you wanted to reply back. And Jay Gruden, like any other human being, he just natural response was to defend himself. You can't blame a guy on that. I don't care what the circumstances. You cannot blame Jay Gruden for responding back. And unfortunately, Robert, you know, you started this particular situation, this feud between you and Jay Gruden. You know, Jay Gruden, I liked the Jay Gruden. I really did like Jay Gruden. He just was too stubborn of a coach to get a defensive coordinator. If only he could have got a defensive coordinator, Jay Gruden was pretty damn good. He was all right. You know, he had a lot of great assistants on the staff. Matt LaFleur, you know, just to name a few. You know, he had a lot of great assistants on his coaching staff. You know, McVay, my guy over at Minnesota head coach, I can't remember his name right now, but he had some of the best on his staff. And that's why our offense was pretty much unstoppable. And then we had great players on our team. We had Garcon, Deshaun Jackson, Jordan Reed, you know what I mean? Just to name a few. So we had the makeup of an elite offense, but we just didn't have the defense. But Robert, he was right about when you went to Cleveland, you wasn't the same. They didn't want you. When you went to Ravens, they didn't want you. They just used you as a mentor to Lamar Jackson, which was genius, by the way, by Harbaugh, using you and utilizing your services for that. You know what I'm saying? You did wonders with Lamar Jackson, and I give you credit for that. You helped molded him and shaped him into the quarterback that he is now. You know what I'm saying? So I got to tip my hat off to you on that. But as a player yourself, you just couldn't stay out of harm's way. All we asked is that you slide, and you couldn't do that. And you would have still probably been a quarterback in this league had you learn how to slide and learn how to read defenses. If you could have did those two things, man, you would have been an elite quarterback in this league. Easy, hands down, elite quarterback. You know, you probably been on your final years here in Washington, or whatever team you would have went to. You'd have been on your final years, ready to retire into the sunset and probably get a gold jacket. And you probably would have won a Super Bowl by now had you just learned how to be disciplined and have self-control. You know what I'm saying? but you couldn't. And you was wrong on this one. So if I'm a decide who was wrong at this particular situation, I'll have to say you, Mr. Robert Griffin. And I'm a fan of yours still to this day. I'm a fan of you, Robert. So if you see this, I'm not belittling you or anything of that nature. I'm just simply stating the facts of what I see, and who was right and who was wrong. Jay Gruden was right and you was wrong. You made a maybe 1 point to his 3 points. So, it is what it is. Guys, let me know who you siding with on this particular feud. I got my popcorn ready and watching just in case it get more tweets. Robert Griffin suggested that they sit down and talk. He come on his show and he interviewed Jay Gruden. I would love to see that. Imagine what the ratings would be like with those two sitting down talking with each other. The ratings would be through the roof. Look, that's must-see TV right there. I know I'll be tuned in with the popcorn ready. For sure. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Thank you for tuning in once again. I'm nothing without you. This is RG3 Sports Channel. I love you guys. Enjoy your day. Peace.